So I've come out to a beech forest here in the middle part of Jutland, and driving out here, local small patches of fog looked beautiful. I was so in doubt if I should just stop and photograph those instead. But I said, I have to go to this forest and see what's there. When I came, there was just nada. I could see all the way through it. But luckily, as time has progressed, a little bit of fog. The fog was first very up high, and now it has come down, and it's not a whole lot of fog, but it is enough to create that super important separation between the trees and a little bit of atmosphere and mood and mystery. I have attached my 100 to 400, so I have a good amount of zoom. Just zoom in and pick out those details. The shot I'm working on right now really is just more of an abstract forest photo, because it's literally just lines of the different trees here. It looks so atmospheric, looks so beautiful, and it's a shot that I've wanted for a long time, or something similar to it. And settings wise, aperture priority, f18 to get enough depth of field, ISO 100, and right now there is so much light that I have a shutter speed of 8 seconds. So yeah, beautiful shot. On to the next one. So I'm just walking around, and right now I've come by this beautiful little scene, and it is quite simple. So I'm using this fallen over trunk here as a leading element into the scene to create some depth, and on top of that I'm using these trees here, of course, to like frame the light coming down through the canopy. I'm not entirely sure about this trunk in here because it is sawed over by a human, so it may be a little bit too human interference in nature. I'm not entirely sure if I like that. It's a very typical scene, because if you just look around this forest, like there's lots of debris laying around, including the trunk here in the scene. So it is how the forest is. Someone is taking care of it and cutting down the trees that are not supposed to be there. But yeah, generally maybe I prefer it to be a little bit more untouched than this. So I might have to go find another scene. But yeah. But then again, I actually really like it. I'll make it and you can see how it turns out. So this scene here I really like. It's again super simple. I try to find everything that is simple in this chaos here. So I have the trail here leading straight into the scene and into this thin or young-ish beech tree here with the leaves on. And then I have these two trees here like going up and kind of framing the scene. Now I do have this little branch out here that I have to put the camera on 10-second timer and then run into the scene and move it over to take the photo. So some of you may think that it's a little bit of cliche to use the forest trails and forest roads as leading lines leading into the photo, and to a certain extent it surely is a cliche, but it's a cliche because it works. I could easily make, like, you know, a 12mm wide angle shot and go down low and try to get some of the forest plants into the scene that just jumps out of the frame. But it's not really what I want with these photos. I want to show the calmness and the stillness of the scene, and then it will be a little bit counterproductive to have such a wide angle shot that it feels as if the photo is falling down into the face or out of the wall and into the face of the viewer. So I do like depth, but not so much depth that, yeah, it feels as if the photo is coming out of the wall. And by using the trails in the forest and by using the mist, you do create that sense of depth and 3-dimensionality in the photo that you need to make it engaging and not just like flat. So that is why I take, to a certain extent, very cliche forests photos, and I'm definitely not going to apologize for that. You know, I can do the other thing, but it's not really what I want. So here's another simple scene that I just really like. You can see here that it really is just like trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish here. So we start with this tree here, and then we just move into the scene and into this, yeah, the light and these branches here. So what I'm mainly looking for when it comes to composition in a scene like this is simply just making sure that I place my camera in a position where there's enough separation between the tree trunks. And yeah, that's it. So you have this just nice pattern through the scene where the trees don't overlap too much. And try to find like the sweet spot so they don't overlap. And yeah, it's as simple as that. It's one of the things I talk about in my brand new ebook on composition. And I think it's a very important topic when it comes to composition, because it creates a kind of dynamic in the scene and a kind of rhythm that just makes the photo overall more pleasing. And then on top of that, you of course have the separation in the depth because of the mist and the fog. So it is just trees in a forest, but it is so calm and I relate so much to it, and I absolutely love the simplicity of this scene here. This is a scene that I could probably hang on my wall. I absolutely love this. This morning was just absolutely gorgeous, and it just kept getting better and better. I decided to split it into 2 parts as I come by a lot of different themes, don't want to be all over the place and don't want to make the video too long. I hope you enjoyed this part on depth separation and some thoughts on my compositional choices in woodland photography. Even though I think I got some great photos in this part, it is in the next episode, which will be released on Tuesday, where I really feel this morning delivered. I got some of my favorite woodland photos ever. And also a big thank you to everyone who've got one of my ebooks. I feel I don't thank you guys enough, but it makes all the difference to my economy and thereby this channel. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed the video, I would highly appreciate both a like and a comment, and be sure to check out the video I'm linking here.